Red Velvet Studios. Behind every death lies a story worth telling. Some are so disturbing, they'll stay with you forever. Welcome to The Death Archivist, a historical vodcast with Kimberly Kay. This is Season 1, The Mysterious Death of Rendy Bowie. Episode 1 starts now. Episode 1, Tragedy on East 2nd Street, October 23rd, 1931.
Mrs. Rendy Elizabeth Bowie. Mrs. Rendy Elizabeth Bowie, age 36, 2300 East 2nd Street, North Little Rock, died early yesterday at her home. She is survived by her husband, Esther Bowie, 3 daughters, the Mrs. Veenie, Oni, and Delphia Bowie, all of North Little Rock, 5 sons, Alonzo, Arvil, Elihu, Chester, and O.C. Bowie, all of North Little Rock. Her mother, Mrs. Annie Freeman of North Little Rock, 2 sisters, Mrs. Dorothy Nix and Mrs. May Noley, both of North Little Rock, and 1 brother, Alonzo Freeman of North Little Rock. Funeral arrangements had not been completed yesterday, but burial will be near Jacksonville, under the direction of Owens and Company.
In 1931, a pregnant woman was preparing for bed when she screamed and ran into the yard, choking and gasping for air. Her words were, "I'm dying." And within a few hours, she died. The poison? Arsenic. But how did she get it? That's the question. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this first episode of The Death Archivist. I'm Kim, and I'm so glad that you're here. So since everyone is new to the show, please be sure to hit subscribe so that you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. This season, we're going to dig deep into the investigation of an almost 94-year-old case, the death of Rendy Bowie. Set in Arkansas in 1931, against the backdrop of the Great Depression, this is the story of Rendy Bowie and her unborn baby. It's a story that's woven with drama, sadness, loss, all of these things that have haunted the Bowie family for generations. I have a personal connection to this story. Rendy was my great-grandmother, and I am the granddaughter of her son, Elihu. Let me share a few details about what I've learned on the night that Rendy died. It was October the 23rd, 1931. It was a nice fall evening in Arkansas, about 63 degrees. And the family was gathered on the front porch of their 3-room home at 2300 East 2nd Street in North Little Rock, Arkansas. It had been actually a really nice day. Rendy's mother, Annie Freeman, had spent the day with her, along with Rendy and C.E.'s oldest daughter, Veenie. She was there all day as well, and Grandmother Freeman had stayed for dinner and was still there that evening on the porch with the family while the argument was going on. And it finally, at one point, escalated, and C.E. threatened to kill members of his family. So, again, just a very chaotic scene. But by 9 o'clock, it had started calming down, and Annie Freeman went home. And the Bowie family started moving back inside to get ready for bed. And that is when Rendy became sick. Now, I can tell you that when she became sick, her family leapt into action. CE took charge. He sent the children for help while he took care of Rendy. So I want to leave the story there and let it pick up in the court scenes that we're going to look at so that you can develop the story for yourself and your questions. I wanted to talk a little bit about Rendy. So who was she? Our family knows very little about her. Very little was shared about her, but I have learned a few things in my research. She was a mother. She had one child born during her first marriage, and then in her marriage to CE, they were married about 20 years. She had 7 more children. So together she had 8. And so obviously at the age of 36 when she died with 8 children, pregnancy and childbirth had been a big part of her life. So this was something that stood out to me, that was shared with me, that I want to share with you. A letter that was dictated and received from Rendy's oldest daughter, Veenie, to a family member. This is dated in 1985, had this paragraph. The doctor told Mama not to have any more children after OC was born. But of course, in those days, there was no birth control. So she had several miscarriages, and the last one she carried to full term. The last one mentioned in the letter was the child who died when Rendy died. Because there's no one left alive who knew Rendy and very little about her was passed down, we can use these legal documents and newspaper articles to learn more about her. And while it would seem that it would be a difficult way to do that, I wanted to share just a few things that I've already learned in my research. Rendy was dedicated to her family. During the time of her pregnancy and her illnesses, she worked. She worked for a family doing laundry so that she could help pay the rent and the living expenses for her own family. She also showed a lot of compassion and love. During her pregnancy, when her feet would swell, she refused to wear shoes because she didn't want to hurt her unborn baby. She also sought medical care when it wasn't the most convenient for her. And finally, she quilted to help keep her family warm during the winter months. She also showed a lot of loyalty to her family and to her husband. And like I said, these are just a few things that I was able to learn about her, and I know we're going to learn more as we move along. So let's talk about CE, or known to his family members as Et. CE was Rendy's husband. He was accused of her murder. So CE, he was the son of a well-known landowner from Faulkner County, E.D. Bowie. The locals here in Faulkner County, where I live today, called him Cap. So Cap, along with a brother and a sister, owned just a tremendous amount of farmland in the Enola area, and Cap had a farm in the Happy Valley area. So CE, he was hardworking. He grew up on the farm learning to be a hard worker, and he was also a man who had many talents. My dad, who is named after CE, told me that he had skills as a blacksmith. So in 1931, he was cutting wood to make a living, not using those blacksmith skills or those farming skills. So he had a lot of skills that he was using to help make money. So one of the things that I also wanted to share is that many of the extended Bowie families, they worked the land as sharecroppers, and it was a large family community. They ate meals together, and they shared all of that hard farming life. My grandma Bowie often talked about how she would help Aunt Effie make biscuits to help feed all of those who were working in the fields. It's not really clear why CE and Rendy left that farming community, or even what happened to CE's interests in the property. However, I have learned that CE and his father were not on the best of speaking terms, and CE had a way of finding trouble. But then again, so did his father. So I just wanted to share this. In a letter that CE sent to his father, Cap, that was dated June 30th, 1923, C.E. says this. He says, "My dear father, I will write you again to see if I can hear from you, for I have wrote you 3 times and yet no answer." The family was living in England, Arkansas at that time. Like many during this era, Rendy nor her family lived an easy life. They had moved to various locations in central Arkansas and had settled in the North Little Rock area when she died. I wanted to talk a little bit about that area, that North Little Rock area. It was initially called Argenta because of a silver mine located there, and it's just across the river from Little Rock, and it actually has quite a fascinating history. Sometimes it was and still is referred to as Dogtown, which was a derogatory phrase that people used to describe the working class people who lived in the Argenta area. And I can tell you today, they're very proud of that title. So the city itself was once part of the Trail of Tears. So if you walk down by the river, you'll find trail markers there that let you know that. So the city, it basically grew from a muddy outpost to really a primary railroad and industrial area within the state. It was the location of the first operating railroad in Arkansas. It ran east to west from Memphis to Argenta. And as a result of that, the area saw a lot of travelers, and it catered to them with their businesses like hotels, boarding houses, saloons, gambling houses, brothels, and restaurants. So it started really as quite a Wild West sort of place, but by 1915, the area had become mainly working class neighborhoods occupied by local business owners and railroad workers. So this working class community is what the Bowie family would have joined when they moved there from England, Arkansas. And I really have found nothing to indicate why the family moved to North Little Rock. If I had to take a guess, I would say it was because Rendy's mother, Annie Freeman, and Rendy's sisters, Dorothy Nix and May Neely, along with May's husband Floyd, lived in that area. And Floyd actually ran a business there at that time. So that could have been a reason that the family went there, and also the fact that it was such an industrial hub with the railroad that there would have been some job opportunities as well. The Bowie family lived just on the outskirts of Argenta. They were about 1.8 miles out of the city center. That city center did play a key role in their day-to-day life, and it does pop up locations within that city center in the story. So kind of keep your eyes and ears open for that. So as I mentioned, their home was about 2 miles, actually about 1.8 miles from city center, and other family members who lived just across the river. So their day-to-day life was really within a 3 to 4 mile radius of their home. So a little bit about Argenta today. It's a designated historical district, and it's used mainly for arts and entertainment, although there are some historical residential housing areas there too. There's a trolley system that runs across the bridge from the Little Rock side River Market area, which is also an arts and entertainment district, to the North Little Rock area, that Argenta area. We have a very large arena, indoor arena there for concerts and other large events within the Argenta area. There's also an outdoor venue area where bands often perform, or they have social gatherings. There's restaurants. There's a theater for local acting groups there. There's bars where local bands play. And even on a larger scale, there's a submarine from World War II that you can visit, the Maritime Museum there. And our minor pro baseball league, the Arkansas Travelers, who are part of the Seattle Mariners Ball Club. So a lot of interesting things happening down there. It's a place that we love to go and attend events, although I can tell you, since doing this research, it has given me a different perspective and feel about the area when we do spend time there. So before we dig in, there's just a few more things just to help provide a framework for the story, and that's the events that were happening nationally in 1931. So I mentioned it was part of the Great Depression era, which that started in 1928 when the stock market fell. So the country itself was 3 years into that depression. The Dust Bowl was ravaging lands in the Midwest and uprooting families, many moving west. It was also the year that the Empire State Building in New York City was completed. So I feel like one of the biggest questions you may have is how we can investigate this case since it is almost 94 years old. Through reenactments, we're going to step into the courtroom and we're going to listen to the testimony from nearly a century ago. And it's really important that you remember that at that time, forensic science was really in its infancy and we didn't have crime labs. So sensational headlines from newspapers ruled the day. There just wasn't the same type of structure we have today. So that brings another interesting perspective to the information that we're going to take a look at. So my hope is that together we can analyze the trial itself, the headlines from the newspapers. We can visit key locations that I can bring that to you through pictures and videos. And then we can create a detailed timeline from what we're learning and just track that as we move along to get a better picture of what happened the night that Rendy died. I have done a lot of research. Actually, the whole family has. We spent some time at the Arkansas archives. And even after 2 years of searching, I'm still finding articles. So I know that this case was covered in some aspect across the state. So with each episode, I plan to share a few articles, the headlines and the articles themselves. So be on the watch for that. So grab your favorite beverage and your snack, your notebook, and your ink pen because we're going to start this investigation. First, we're going to look at newspaper headlines, and then we're going to move straight into the courtroom proceedings.
Let's take a look at the newspaper headlines. Arkansas Gazette, Little Rock, Arkansas, October 24th, 1931. Obituary for Mrs. Rendy, Elizabeth Bowie. Sentinel Record, Hot Springs, Arkansas, November 14th, 1931. C.E. Bowie will be charged with murder. Announcement made, says, woman who died at Capitol was poisoned. Arkansas Gazette, Little Rock, Arkansas, November 15th, 1931. Uxoricide suspect will face charge. Deputy prosecutor details evidence causing arrest of C.E. Bowie. Awaits chemist report. Poison sought in stomach of exhumed body of mother of 8 children. Arkansas Gazette, Little Rock, Arkansas, November 18th, 1931. Murder charged in wife's death. C.E. Bowie, 45, accused of poisoning water which she drank. State of Arkansas versus C.E. Bowie. State's witness, Veenie Bowie. Pulaski Circuit Court, 1st Division, Arkansas, December 15th through 17th, 1931. State's testimony, Veenie Bowie. Being first duly sworn, testified as a witness for the state as follows. Direct examination by Mr. Donham.
All rise.
Please be seated. Mr. Donham, please begin.
Your name is Veenie Bowie?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
17.
C.E. Bowie is your father?
Yes, sir.
Your mother is dead?
Yes, sir.
When did she die?
The 23rd of October,
At what time? During the day or night?
about 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Where had you been the day prior to that time?
I had been at home.
Where had your mother been?
She had been with me,
Who else was there?
my grandmother.
Were any of the other children there?
No, sir, gone to school.
Where was your father at that time?
Cutting wood,
What time of the day did he come back home?
between 7 and 6.
Between 6 and 7?
Yes, sir.
What was his attitude when he came home? Was he mad?
We object to that as leading.
Don't lead her.
Yes, sir. He was mad.
What did he do?
He came in and threatened to whip me because I didn't have supper ready.
Did your mother say anything to him at that time?
I think she told him not to be fussing.
How long did he stay in that humor?
All night, I guess.
Up until your mother was sick?
Yes, sir.
Had your mother been sick that day prior to that time?
No, sir. She didn't say nothing about being sick.
How many brothers and sisters have you?
5 brothers and 2 sisters.
With yourself, there are 8 children?
Yes, sir.
Was your mother expecting another baby pretty soon?
Yes, sir.
Did you know when?
No, sir.
Had she been taking medicine?
No, sir. Only salts.
Was she in good health at that time?
I guess so. She never did say anything about it.
Never complained?
No, sir.
Was she active?
Yes, sir.
Did she work at the house?
Yes, sir.
With your assistance?
Yes, sir.
At the time she became sick, where were you?
I was in the house on the Davenant.
Describe the house to the jury.
Where we lived?
Yes.
2300 East 2nd Street.
What kind of house was it?
A little 3-room house.
You and your mother and father were sleeping in one room.
Yes, sir.
Where were the children?
My sister was lying on the floor by the side of me, and the baby was on the Davenant with me, and the 3 boys was in the other room.
Where was the kitchen?
Back on this side of the house.
On the other side of the house.
Yes, sir.
Did you have stove in that room?
Yes, sir.
Had your father and mother gone to bed?
No, sir. They was sitting on the porch when I went to bed.
Who was with them?
My grandmother.
What time did your grandmother leave there that night?
Between 9 and 9:30, I guess.
Who came after her?
My Uncle Floyd.
Had you gone to sleep then?
No, sir.
Did your mother and father do any fussing after your grandmother left?
Yes, they had a little fuss.
Was there any threats made by either one of them?
Not as I heard.
What were they fussing about?
They was fussin' over me, from what I heard them say.
You don't know what it was about?
No, they was always fussing when I didn't have things right.
What was the first knowledge you had of your mother's illness?
She jumped up and screamed and run out in the yard.
Where was she?
About the bed.
Had she gone to bed before she became sick?
Yes, sir. She just had her clothes off.
Was she standing there by the bed, fixing to retire?
Yes, sir. Just fixing to lie down.
Where was your father at that time?
On the other side of the bed.
Had he gone to bed?
No, I think he was fixing to go to bed.
Did he have his clothes on?
He had on some. I never paid much attention to what he had on.
What happened then when your mother became sick?
She jumped up and ran out in the yard.
Did she say what was wrong with her?
No, she just said I am dying.
Did she complain of any pain in any way?
Yes, she said I am choking.
Did she complain of any other pains of any nature?
Not that I heard.
What did you do then?
I run out there, and my daddy told me to run and get a doctor. I asked him what was the matter with her, and he told me to run and get a doctor.
Who was with you?
My sister.
Had you dressed?
No, sir, I didn't dress.
You went after a doctor in your night clothes?
Yes, sir.
Did you call the doctor?
I first went to the city hall and told the chief to send the doctor out, and he gave me the doctor's phone number, and I called him.
Did the doctor come?
No, sir. He said he would come as soon as he got his shoes on.
Did you notice your mother vomiting any?
No, sir.
When you got back to the house, where was she?
On the bed.
How was she lying on it?
Partly on it.
Where was your father?
On the other side of the bed.
Was he doing anything?
He was sitting there fanning her.
Did your mother say anything then?
No, sir.
How long were you gone from the time?
About 10 or 15 minutes.
Did Dr. Summers finally come down there?
Yes, sir.
Was there anyone else at the house when you got back?
Yes, sir.
Who was it?
Mrs. Walton was there. That's the only one I know.
Was she the only one that you knew there?
I went after her.
And brought her over with you?
Yes, sir.
Was it over at her house you called the doctor?
No, sir. I called back down this way towards town on 3rd Street. Daddy sent me after Mrs. Walton just as soon as I got in the house.
How long were you gone that time?
About long enough to run 3 or 4 blocks.
Was there anybody else there when he told you to go and get Mrs. Walton?
No, my sisters and brothers.
Which sister?
Delphi and Oni.
Delphi is 8?
Yes, sir.
And the other one 10?
Yes, sir.
Was there anybody else left there?
3 of the boys.
Did they go somewhere?
Daddy sent them after Grandma and Aunt May.
Were your grandmother and Aunt May there when you got back with Mrs. Walton?
No, sir.
How long was it before they came?
Wasn't but a few minutes.
Did Floyd Neely come with them?
Yes, sir.
With your grandmother and Aunt May?
Yes, sir.
And Dorothy Nix? Did she come along also?
Yes, sir.
How long was it after you went after Dr. Summers before he arrived?
My uncle went and called him before he come.
Do you know Mr. Joe Perniske?
No, sir.
Your home is in North Little Rock?
Yes, sir.
Pulaski County?
Yes, sir.
And your mother had been home all day prior to the time she was taken sick?
Yes, sir.
About what time was it she took sick? Between 9 and 10 o'clock at night?
Yes, sir.
After your grandmother left?
Yes, sir.
How long after your grandmother left?
About 10 or 20 minutes.
Then from the time she got sick until Dr. Summers arrived. How long was it?
I think she was dead when he come.
How long was that?
It was about 30 minutes.
From the time she became sick until Dr. Summers arrived there?
Yes, sir.
What was done with your mother?
She was taken to the hospital.
Which one?
The Baptist Hospital.
Was she examined there?
Yes, sir.
By a doctor?
Yes, sir.
Do you know who it was?
No, sir.
What did he say about it?
He said she had been dead 30 minutes.
We object to that as hearsay, what some doctor said.
Objection sustained, and the jury is instructed to disregard that testimony.
How long did you stay at the hospital?
About 20 minutes.
Where did you go from there?
Home.
Where was your mother taken?
To the undertaker's shop, Owens.
Did you stay at home that night?
No, sir.
Where did you stay?
At my aunt's May Neely.
Where do they live?
303 East 9th Street.
During the night, did your father send you and your brother on an errand?
Yes, sir.
Where?
To Owens' undertaking shop.
What for?
To tell someone there I don't know what his name is, not to cut honor.
At the hospital, did you hear your father say anything about embalming Mrs. Bowie?
He said he didn't want her embalmed.
Where was your mother buried?
At Jacksonville.
Did you have any relatives out there?
No, sir.
Did you ever live there?
No, sir.
Did you have any friends out there?
No, sir.
Do you know whether or not your father was offered a burial place in North Little Rock?
Yes, sir.
Who offered it to him?
Floyd Neely.
I object to that. She didn't say whether she heard the offer or not.
Did you hear the offer made to him?
Yes, sir.
You were present at the time?
Yes, sir.
Who was talking?
Floyd Neely.
Who was he talking to?
My daddy.
Where did the conversation occur?
In the kitchen.
At the Neely's home?
Yes, sir.
How long after your mother died?
It was Saturday morning.
Then when was your mother buried?
Sunday at 1 o'clock at Jacksonville.
Did you go to the undertaking parlor and deliver your father's message to them?
Yes, sir.
Who went with you?
Dorothy Nix and my brother.
What time was that?
About 1 o'clock at night.
That was after you had been to the Baptist hospital and came back?
Yes, sir.
Where did you live after your mother was buried?
2300 East 2nd Street, North Little Rock.
That was the same place you lived when your mother was living?
Yes, sir.
Was your father living there with you?
Yes, sir.
After your mother's death, did your father ask you on one occasion to prepare some chicken and dumplings?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
Were the chicken and dumplings eaten?
Yes, sir. The chicken was, but the dumplings weren't.
Did you fix them separately?
Yes, sir.
Did you prepare some gravy or something for your father the following morning after that?
Yes, sir.
What was it?
Chicken gravy.
Is that one of his special dishes?
Yes, sir.
Did he eat it?
No, sir.
Did you prepare the lunch for him to take out to work in the woods?
Yes, sir.
What was your father's business? Cutting wood?
Yes, sir.
And your two brothers worked with him?
Yes, sir.
What are their names?
Arville and Eli Hugh.
What did you prepare?
some beans and some dumplings and fresh meat.
Do you know whether or not these dumplings were eaten out there?
No, sir. They didn't eat them. They was brought back.
We object. She wasn't out there, and unless she can identify them as the same dumplings.
Don't testify anything you don't know, young lady.
We accept.
Were the dumplings in the same pail you put them in that morning?
Yes, sure was.
The same container?
Yes, sir.
The same container was brought back to the house?
Yes, sir.
Were there any of the dumplings eaten at all?
No, sir.
Veenie, do you go to school?
I went last year.
Did you go this year?
No, sir.
Do your sisters go to school?
Yes, sir.
On one occasion over there, after your mother died, while you were helping your sisters to get ready for school, did your father make some remark?
Yes, sir.
What was that remark?
We object to it unless the foundation is laid to show what this remark is intended to prove. He might have made a lot of remarks.
Unless it is a remark that sheds some light on this investigation, don't tell it.
Did he make some remark at that time?
Yes, sir.
What was that remark?
He said,
We object to it.
I will connect it up. Was it about your mother?
We object to it.
Objection is overruled.
We accept.
yes, sir.
How long had your mother been dead then?
What did you think so far? Be sure to post your thoughts and your questions and your comments in the comment section under each episode. I have something that I want to do with those. October 23rd is the 94th anniversary of Rendy's death. I plan to host a live YouTube show on October 23rd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to review all of the comments and questions that you all are putting into those sections under the episodes. And I'm hoping that it will help us continue the discussion and learn what everyone is thinking as we're looking at this case. So be sure to mark your calendars for that. And finally, I just want to say with each episode, there is additional support information in the playlists on the Death Archivist YouTube channel. So be sure to watch for that. And in episode 2, we're going to continue with Veenie's testimony to uncover more details about what happened that night and the days that followed. And just some questions. Was Veenie telling the truth? Or was she rewriting the story of a family that was already broken from the loss of a wife and a mother? That's for you to decide. I'll see you next time.
Let's take a look at the timeline so far. October 23rd, 1931. Rendy was pronounced dead at approximately midnight at the Baptist Hospital in Little Rock. October 25th, 1931. Rendy was buried at Bayou Meadow Cemetery, Jacksonville at 1 p.m. November 10th, 1931. C.E. Bowie was arrested and held in the Pulaski County Jail on suspicion of murdering his wife. November 11th, 1931. Rendy was exhumed and an autopsy performed. November the 22nd, 1931. North Little Rock Police Department states in the Arkansas Gazette newspaper that Rendy's cause of death was listed as heart disease to reduce CE's suspicions of their investigation. December 1st, 1931. A Pulaski County grand jury indicted C.E. Bowie for first-degree murder in the death of his wife, Rendy. He pleaded not guilty and awaited trial in the county jail. December 15th through 17th, 1931. The trial was held in the Pulaski County 1st Division Circuit Court. 55 witnesses were listed. The defense had 15 witnesses, including the oldest son, Arvil. The prosecution had 40 witnesses, including the two oldest daughters, Veenie and Oni.
Right. You're all right. Good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm awake.
This is up, down, up, down.
Yeah, it's going to be up, down, getting down
Getting
there.
over there. Yeah, it's down at the end down there.
You all got your heavy coats and shirts on.
Man, I'm telling you what,
thinking,
I'm cold.
this is nice warm weather.
It is warm out here, honestly.
That's why we're here today, Lord, to honor her and her being here